Deceive Inc fans, we've had a huge balance brief from the team over at Deceive Inc. Deceive Inc Misery Empire balance brief. So let's look at the balance changes, which characters are going to be buffed, which characters are going to be nerfed, and which characters are just getting a little bit of, maybe just a little bit of a different change. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Agents, with the launch of the Misery Empire update only days away, there are only so many left in April, agents. We wanted to brief you on work in progress, subject to change, upcoming balance changes, and perhaps a sneak peek at the latest fashion trends. We've got a pretty massive list of balancing changes we are bringing into this update. Our overall goal with these changes is quite simple: make more agents and more builds viable. To do so, we are slightly toning down top performers and raising up low performing agents. This means that some middle of the pack characters are not getting as much changes in this update, since the top and bottom will move around them. We'll keep watching how these changes affect the game and adjust balancing to keep the playing field more diverse and interesting. We are also introducing a new background system with this patch that allows to update the balancing of the game live without a client update. This is a huge step forward for us and will enable us to take action with more agility than ever before. With that all said, let's dive in. Agents. Squire. Squire is doing great in the current meta. With his recent tweak to max ammo on his base weapon, we are now focusing on tweaking his other weapon options a bit to calm him slightly in combat scenarios. These are by no means huge changes, but we feel they will help level the balance in field and give space for other agents to be more viable this update. So they are reducing headshot crit damage modifier from 1.5 to 1.3 to reduce the very high DPS output of burst headshots at close range. So yeah, this weapon, his second weapon, it does decent damage. It's more of a up close, as it says, burst headshots at close range. It's more of a up close weapon, and it shoots in a burst quite quickly as well. So if he hits you, if they're hitting their headshots and they're right next to you with this one, you're just gonna get melted. I've experienced it. Weapon to Javelin, reducing damage per shot from 22 to 20. Reload time change from 1.65 to 1.7 seconds. So both of his weapons are getting a little bit of a nerf. Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit, I guess it's fair. Squire does feel like he does do quite a bit of damage, and as they're saying, he's doing great in the current meta. So I'm guessing his win rate is quite good. So yeah, it's good to see some changes. Ace. Our changes around Ace in this update are focused on two core aspects: making her weapons feel more different and viable, and improving her passives. Cover Flush in particular is getting a major buff as we try to make it a more appealing choice to be a real thorn in rival agents' sides. Jack of Diamonds weapon mod 1. Damage upped from 20 to 23 per shot. Fire rate upped from 1.35 bullets per second to 1.4. Reload time upped from 1.5 to 1.75. Weapon mod 2, King of Diamonds, damage upped from 40 to 45 per shot. Reload time upped from 1.6 seconds to 1.75. Reduced the zoom on the scope a bit. Passive mod base version, Diamonds Bet, reduced charge time from 1.35 to 1.30. Passive mod 1, Crippling Shot, reduced charge time from 1.35 to 0.30. Slow effect up from 35% to 40%, and passive mod 2, Cover Flush, reduced charge time from 1.35 to 0.9 seconds. Exposed duration increased from 7 seconds to 14. So Ace got some huge changes. Overall, I would say she's been buffed quite a bit. Her damage has gone up for 2 of her weapons. Her passives have been made better. She can charge her shots quicker. She slows you more. Yeah, it's just she exposes you more as well. So technically she's doing more damage with her passive as well. Like everything's just doing more damage. I know a lot of people think that Ace is not quite weak, but maybe they feel like she doesn't suit the meta of the game. Like she's a sniper. She shouldn't really be going for the briefcase and, you know, trying to run past people and fight people. She's more of a shoot people from far type of character. But maybe with these changes, people will, you know, think a little bit differently and they might actually start picking up Ace. All right, Chavez. We've received quite a bit of feedback about Chavez. Oh no, they're gonna ruin my character. No, he's not gonna be OP anymore. He's not gonna be broken. In this update, we are targeting a specific set of aspects that have been identified as overperforming in the current meta. We'll keep an eye on the effects of these changes, but we hope they make more builds viable for Chavez and reduce his oppressiveness in combat a bit. We still have our eyes on endurance training for more tweaks beyond this update. Oh no, don't do this to us. So yeah, they're reducing the damage a little bit on his first gun. I think that's his first gun, Vigilante. Or was it his second? Mod 1. I think that's his second, actually. Expertise. Unshakable Fortress reduces the zone size significantly to reduce Chavez and his team's mobility when using it. This will also make the zone far less efficient in closed-off rooms where it used to occupy almost the entirety of the space. So, this ability, I think this is the expertise that most people like using. It allows you to, you know, just slap people up quick because they're not doing much damage to you. You're doing loads of damage to them. And yeah, it's just huge. It's a huge, beautiful ability. I love it. So we'll see how small they actually made it. Because if you can't really move around, it's gonna be a bit rough. You're gonna have to stay still a bit more. You ain't gonna be able to strafe and dodge their shots as much as before. So yeah, this change could potentially oh wait, reduce the zone sides. Oh yeah, so yeah, this change could potentially encourage people to use his other expertises a little bit more as well. Passive endurance training. Reduce incoming damage turned into grey health to 50% max, down from 60%. Chavez now heals for 25% of the damage he deals, down from 40%. So yeah, they've also nerfed his last passive as well. Yeah. Oh, it's looking a bit rough for Chavez right now. I might have to find a new main. They're just nerfing him to the ground. He's useless now. That's unfortunate. But he is causing a lot of people some serious issues. I mean, he is a vanguard. But maybe he's guarding a bit too much. So yeah, Deceive Inc is showing some authority, and they're putting Chavez back in his place. All right, Larcin. Larcin is getting pretty sizable tweaks with this update. We are tweaking his weapons a bit to make them more distinct and create more diverse playstyles, and we are changing the pickpocket ability quite fundamentally with the addition of the heat system. We hope to see Larcin not only perform better overall, but be simply more interesting to play in varied configurations. Weapons. So his base weapon, Silence. Fire rate raised from 5.5 to 6 bullets per second. Changed under the hood base damage to change headshot calculations. Same modifier, but will now deal 15 damage on a headshot instead of 13. Thrown weapon now deals 10 damage up from 8. His second weapon, Cadence, changed damage from 9 per shot to 10. Shot delay between bursts raised from 0.27 seconds to 0.4 seconds. And his last weapon, Violence, changed damage per shot from 10 to 15. That's quite a big change. Changed fire rate from 4.5 bullet seconds to 3.5. Changed headshot modifier from 1.5 to 1.3. But yeah, saying that the headshots with this weapon still, they're going to hit harder than they used to hit. Thrown body projectile body damage raised from 20 to 30. That's quite a big change. Headshot damage modifier on thrown weapons lowered from 2.5 to 2. But it still does the same amount of damage. Reduced projectile speeds to make it a bit easier to aim and predict a bit. Expertise, reduce the delay for Larcin's expertise to trigger on all variants by half. Using the expertise to get away should now feel much more reactive. And his passive, his last passive, mod 2, pickpocket, now meleeing an NPC when in cover won't blow your cover anymore, but will build up heat every time. This means you can safely try to pickpocket suspicious NPC without revealing yourself. But you'll have to be careful not to build too much heat in the process. Following playtime in the alphas before launch, we tweaked Larcin's pickpocket ability to prevent it from being used as a spy check without any risk. Other changes we made accomplished that goal. It left pickpocket without a clear use case and identity. Its downside largely outweighs its advantages. With the introduction of the heat system, we are changing pickpocket once again. We feel this tweak will give back the main appeal of pickpocket while negating the aspect of having a 100% free spy check at melee range. So these are some huge changes for Larcin. Overall, I would say it's some buffs. It seems like they're upping his damage a little bit. Maybe people have been complaining that his damage is too low and all that kind of stuff. So I guess that's why they feel like they need to, they need to give him a bit more damage. Yeah, and the delay for his expertise to trigger, that seems quite good, because he is quite a flimsy character. Like, without his invisibility, he kind of just falls over. Like, unless he gets the first shot, he's one of them characters that they're just gonna fall over if they ain't got their ability. So the fact that they're reducing the delay on his expertise to start working, I like that. And I like this little buff that they've given his passive as well. That's a decent buff. I've mainly been using the first passive, but I might have to start trying this passive now, or when it gets updated at least. The only issue with this one is when they have the package and they're doing package scans. Yeah, it's meleeing an NPC. So if you can melee, I don't think you're going to be able to melee a spy out of cover with this, because it specifically says meleeing an NPC when in cover won't blow your cover, but it doesn't say anything about stealing stuff from spies. So maybe that part of the passive is the same. I know that with the third passive, if you melee a spy out of cover, you can't steal the package. With the first passive, if you're out of cover, if you melee, you can steal the package. And that's what I usually like to do. So yeah, we'll see with the upcoming heat changes as well, I guess this will, I don't know, I guess this might be better passive. We'll see. All right, we got 2, 3. We've got 3 more agents to look at. No, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 more agents to look at. All right, Madame Shu. I stole that from Gifty. Madame Shu has been doing well since launch, and as such, we don't want to move her too much from where she currently stands. We are tweaking some minor elements on her weapons, and we'll be keeping watch on where she lands in the new reality of this update with all the changes around her. Weapons. Zhulong. Fire rate raised from 5.5 bolts per second to 5.75. I mean, her damage is like, it's similar, like Larcin. If she doesn't get that first shot, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. So you need to be getting the first shot with Madame Shu. So her getting a little bit of buff on her fire rate, that's nice to see. Long Shen, this is her burst crossbow. Reload time lowered from 1.75 to 1.5. So that's a nice little buff as well. They haven't really changed it that much. I don't know how huge this change will be, but I guess it is a buff, but we'll see how significant that is. Hands, full of range tweaks, did Hands a lot of good with this hotfix. We are continuing some targeted tweaks to make him a bit more viable at range with his base weapon and give back a clear double-barreled shotgun identity on the uppercut. So his base weapon, they've increased the headshot damage on his base weapon from 1.75 to 2. And on his last weapon, they've reduced his reload time from 2.2 seconds to 1.35 seconds. They've increased his fire rate from 0.8 shots a second to 1.8 shots a second. And they've actually lowered his damage a little bit, from 50 to 45 per shot if all pellets hit. His expertise, the certain amount applied to all Hands' expertises, is now 40% up from 30, helping him close the gap with his victims. So overall, it seems like buffs. I mean, his damage being lowered from 50 to 45 seems a bit rough. I guess before he could 2-shot if all of his pellets hit. Now you need to hit at least 3 times. No, wait, yeah, with his mod 2 weapon anyway, the uppercut. It seems like you need to hit at least 3 times. But if it's gone from 45, yeah. But with all of this heat changes and taking increased damage and all that kind of stuff, I guess if you're able to shoot quicker, then, you know, we'll see. But the slow getting increased from 30% to 40%, that's good, because that 30% slow already feels like you can't even move. So yeah, that's a good change for him. And he does have issues closing the gap on his victims. So yeah, overall, I'd say that's a decent change for Hands. Cavaliere. We are happy with the changes to the ammo pools on Cavaliere from the hotfix, but we still find her base weapons to be slightly overperforming. We are doing some very light tweaks to them that should bring them more in line with the rest of the cast. The other main factor in Cavaliere feeling oppressive is her tracking ability. To that end, we are tweaking some factors around it to make it less of a homing missile from anywhere on the map. Weapons. Dragoons. Reduce damage per shot from 11 to 10. Reduce fire rate from 5.25 bullets per second to 5. Expertise. Investigation. Reduce duration of investigation stance from 15 to 12 seconds. Chase levels changed from 5, 10, 15 to 8, 5, 8, and 12 seconds. So this is a little bit of a nerf. I guess this means that they won't be highlighted for 15 seconds anymore and 10 seconds anymore. It's going to be 12 seconds and 8 seconds. So yeah, that is 3 seconds. We'll see how much of a difference it makes. It is quite a big nerf. 15 to 12 seconds, 3 seconds, it makes a difference. Let's say in a crowded area, if the person's in a crowded area, those extra 3 seconds that you would have had to be able to find exactly who they are, exactly which NPC disguise they're using, that 3 seconds could be huge. Expertise mod 1 is a setup, reduce chase time from 20 seconds to what? 20 seconds? Oh my days. Is this what's been going on? That is crazy. 20 seconds. What? Yeah, that's crazy. So I feel like, yeah, that's actually just crazy. Yeah, that's a huge nerf, but maybe rightly so, because being able to track someone for 20 seconds, that's a lot of time. Expertise mod 2 redemption. Reduce the duration of tracking in investigation stance from 15 to 12 seconds. Reduce chase time from 20 to 12 seconds. And this expertise, if you can investigate the red orb. So if they change a disguise near you, you can investigate this. You can investigate their red orb. And usually people aren't going to be too far from the red orb. So it being 20 seconds, I can't even... Yeah, that's crazy. Passive melee reliability should help a lot with landing Cavalier's charge melee in this update. That's nice. So yeah, Cavaliere, she got some big nerfs, to be honest. She got some big nerfs. Unlucky Cavaliere. To be honest, with Cavaliere, I feel like she has the worst win rate out of all my characters. I don't even try that too many characters, to be honest. But out of the characters that I have tried, I feel like she definitely has the worst win rate. So I'm obviously not using her properly. Alright, Yumi. Yumi is a bit of a special case. While her pick rate is relatively low, her win probability is quite good. The main aspect that has come out as frustrating when playing against Yumi is the very high melt potential she has when landing headshots in rapid succession. To keep this in check a bit more, we are changing the time it takes to fully charge her slingshot a bit. We want to incentivize more quick shots in close quarter fights and keep fully charged shots as powerful fight starters or well-timed finishing moves. Another aspect we are watching is Yumi's Medifield. It's quite clear to us watching analytics that Yumi's win... Yes, the heal is too much. It's too much. She's a disruptor. Why is she healing for 2 million health? Please, Deceive Inc. What's going on? What is going on? Yeah, so... Yeah, they are increasing the charge time on her weapons. Yep. And her expertise. Okay, so they're making her more of a disruptor. They're increasing the slow from 30% to 40% to help land her charge shots, which is nice. This is a little bit of a buff. But overall, it seems like nerfs. They're nerfing how much time it takes to charge. So it's going to take longer to charge her slingshot, which means longer to do damage. And the healing bubble now has a very... Okay, so it now has a short delay instead of healing instantly. We want to mitigate popping the bubble to simply face tank any encounter and teams while still keeping this great support utility. So yeah, we'll see how short the delay is. They haven't told us how short the delay is, so we'll see how much of a difference it actually makes. But yeah, this basic, I feel like her heal basically makes her a vanguard, in my opinion anyway. It's like, I don't know, it almost feels like she should have her own, or maybe they need to rename the disruptor class. Maybe call it support character or something like that, because I just don't understand. The healing is too much. So yeah, I'm glad that they're changing this, or nerfing it a little bit at least. Field upgrade balancing tweaks. We are making some changes to field upgrade values. Our effort with this one is making less valuable field upgrades a bit more desirable, and making purple and gold upgrades more desirable as part of your game plan. We are not touching 4 field upgrades that we think are already either strong enough or have a clear enough role in the field upgrade deck in the current meta. These are bulletproof fabric, external hard drive, exfiltration scanner, and overclock chip. We might revisit them in the future, but let's focus on the changes in this patch. So this is maximum health, external hard drive, I'm going to believe is Intel. Exfiltration scanner is when you have the package and you're scanning, and overclock chip is... what is overclock chip? I don't even remember. I'm sorry. But I do need to do a video on field upgrades though. Don't worry. The field upgrade video soon come. Alright. Cover accelerator. While the cover accelerator had a good place in some builds, we wanted to push its transformative nature in your playstyle a bit further. It's now more useful at low ranks and will make you a true vanishing ghost at higher levels. Since we have built-in delay before cover starts recharging, we wanted to give this upgrade a very powerful regen factor when you choose it as your top upgrade. So yeah, old values 20 seconds, 30, 40, 50, 60 seconds. New values 30, 35, 50, no, not seconds, sorry, percent, 20%, 30%, 40%, etc. New values 30, 35, 50, 60, 75% quicker to regain your cover. So they've literally buffed all of the cover accelerator levels. And I've taken cover accelerator a few times, but I feel like maybe it depends on the character that you are, but these are some big changes. Yeah, certain characters I feel like it works really well with. Someone like Squire, who literally has a passive that makes his cover make you take less damage, or like his cover lasts longer basically. So if you get shot, you don't take headshot damage anymore for a few more seconds. That's what cover does anyway. So this on someone like Squire is going to be even better. Extended ammo pouch. Extended ammo is a nice pick for some specific agents and weapons, but in the spirit of making it something that changes how you can play the game a bit more profoundly, we are raising values on it significantly. Not only does it open the opportunity to carry a lot of ammo, it gives a secondary utility of being able to remove more ammo from the map by looting much more. This is so they want people to steal all the ammo. That's funny. Old values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50%. New values 30, 40, 60, 80 and 100%. So this is another huge change, but like they said, they're making some huge changes to the field upgrades. But yeah, I did feel like these, especially like these three, 10%, 20% and 30% more ammo. Obviously it makes a tiny bit of a difference, but I don't know, it was too small to even think of taking ammo like it. I don't know, maybe it depends on the character that you are. Some characters, they literally have like 18 bullets. So 10% of 18 is like, what? That's gonna add maybe 2. They're gonna have 20 bullets instead of 18 now. Like, it didn't make any sense. So yeah, these are some good changes to make people want to take ammo more. You might see more gunfights as well. They're not gonna be scared to run out of ammo now. So yeah. Nutritional supplement. This one is lagging behind quite a bit. So this one I've literally used maybe twice, literally. Other than that, I barely use it. Like, there's not, I don't know. Some rooms have a lot of food in them, and then there's rooms that literally have like nothing. So it's just the rough. It can feel like a rough perk to use. We are making every level more significant in an effort to make this a great pick to recover while on the run and be fight ready faster than your opponents. We are leaning on a more aggressive scaling at the highest level to make it a more attractive pick at the top slots of your loadout. So the old values used to give 10, 12, 14, 16 and 18 health back. The new values give 12, 14, 16, 20 and 28. So especially taking it as a gold, you're nearly getting 30% of your, let's just say you're getting 20% of your health back. But yeah, that's good. So you have a lot of incentives to put it as your gold perk. Not as much as your white perk. But yeah, this will definitely make some people take it a bit more. It's just a bit too situational. Like you gotta, it's not that you have to stop fighting, but you kind of have to stop fighting and think about, okay, so where's the food? You're gonna have to start memorizing where's the food in each fight. And if they're pushing you hard, then you're gonna have to be doing some crazy plays to be having a snack or in the middle of a fight. But it does have some good outplay potential. If you're in a room with lots of food, maybe just go around with your shield. You're shielding up, they're shooting your shield, you're there eating. It can, you know, it's an interesting perk. So I do need to give it a try. I do need to give it more of a chance. Social battery. Social battery is already a great pick, but it's pretty much useless at lower levels. Yeah, 0.5% healing per second is like nothing. I think it's per second anyway. Or even per 2 seconds. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And does not have much room to change at the current balancing. We are making it scale on a larger scale to make it more viable, even in lower upgrade slots, and a great booster at the gold slot. New values 1%, 2, 3, 5, and 7%. So yeah, these are some decent buffs. Decent. Because yeah, I felt like the white one was literally useless. It takes you too long to heal up. You don't want to be doing it social interaction for 10 minutes to heal up. So yeah, it did make getting it on the white field upgrade. It made it feel a bit useless. Gadget balancing tweaks. Alright, so long story short, they're trying to make gadgets a bit more varied. People are just carrying the turret and no, people are just carrying. I think the reason they haven't even said what they changed it from, unfortunately. But I do feel like the bounce mat and the shield are way too popular. It's not even like they're too popular, it's because they're just useful, so people use them. So it seems like, I'm assuming they've increased the cooldown on them. 45 seconds. The drone, scrambler, tripwire, and goo pad and turret is now 30 seconds. It's funny how the mimic is the only gadget that doesn't have a timer cooldown. In addition, we've made the following tweaks to specific gadgets. Slow value has been increased from 40%. Oh, to 40% from 30. That's a nice little change. Auto turret. Shooting the turret is no longer considered a limb shot, which will lead to faster destruction time for a lot of characters shooting at it. Yeah, because some people will kill it in one shot. Others will they're having a full-on battle with the turret. Hack trap. Hack trapping intel is now twice as fast to be able to do it regularly without losing time. Nice little buff to hack trap. Scrambler no longer affects you or your team. Ooh, this is a good change. Scrambler, because affecting your own team and your own gadgets, that didn't even make any sense. But I don't know. Yeah, this is quite a big buff for Scrambler. I feel like a lot more people might start taking it. I feel like it's one of those gadgets where it's like you actually have to think, and it's not as brain dead as like a bounce pad or a turret or a Tripwire, you know, those are kind of easy to understand. Scrambler, you have to be thinking, okay, so what is this person going to try and do? What can I stop them from doing? So this is a nice buff. Definitely will make people use Scrambler a little bit more. All new looks. So we got some new skins. Norfolk Ace, Tournament Arc Cavaliere. This is a nice little, I like this one. Elite Forces Hands, he's in the army. Self-care Zhu. This is a funny, that's a funny skin. Imagine she just come out the salon and now she's slapping you up. I'm gonna be angry if someone kills me in that skin. Misery Empire, also a couple little fixes and stuff. Yeah, I've had this issue with Madame Shu. You teleport to someone and then your camera's all sideways and stuff. So that's good that they fixed that. And yes, the vulnerable sound that Ace puts on you is way too loud. And also, we need fixes for several gameplay exploits. I'm guessing that's stuff like being able to bounce pad into the is it C terminal on Fragrant Shore, stuff like that, which is good. Yeah. Yes. All right. Good changes. If you are interested in Deceive Inc, make sure you like the video. I'll continue to do a lot more Deceive Inc updates, gameplays, match analysis, funny videos, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you check out the page. You're invited. Don't be shy. And yes, it seems like some good changes. But yeah, we're going to leave it there. YouTube is saying that you want to watch this video. This is the best video for you, so watch it. But until next time, do what makes you happy. Peace.